punt. Boys, Fahrenheit fans, let's huddle up here. My working station. Currently it's sample September, but let's talk Fahrenheit. Thanks for gathering. I appreciate all of you. First of all, I want to say regarding Dior, Christian Dior, present and future, it may look bleak or dark, or not that much hope. I get it, and in a lot of ways, I agree. I'm just not one for crapping on things so much. But one thing we can do with Dior, in terms of Fahrenheit and Dior Homme, we can revel, we can take refuge in the past, in my opinion. Now, this is not like just, oh, when I was back in the day and they're just memories. No. This is physical with perfume. You can physically have the juice in your hand, look into the past. So let's take refuge in the past, as it may not look so good right now or in the future. You know, we, in terms of expecting what is going to come out with their new perfumer, Francis K, an all-star, but what's he going to be allowed to do in the Privé line and the Dior Homme line now, which it sucks compared to Dior Homme originally when it came out. And let's talk about Fahrenheit now in the past. So this is a final breakdown analysis by me, because I've done a couple of these up till now, and this will be it because of that right there. I have a 10 ml sample of the OG, which I kind of unboxed, and it looks like this is from 1989 because it has that batch code number. And I did a, once again, I brushed up at Raiders of the Lost Scent on the Fahrenheit page, which I went through it all again, and that's not gospel. That could be off, like just someone posting erroneous information, but in general now. So yeah, this is Bob's final analysis, including the OG Mini. I wish it was 100 ml. Right here I have the 2005. When I first ordered that, I thought maybe, okay, all right, it's all over now. I have a close to OG, but there have been reformulations. So here's 2005. I don't have the box for that though. And there's the batch code. And here's my first bottle of Fahrenheit, the one that I've used much, and the one that I know is and it just happens to be a 2017. And I think whether it's 2018, 19, or 21 or 20, it's probably still like this, but I don't know for sure. Let's see somebody, with an update with that, but I don't think. And in the past, I said I like this one a lot. It's rounded. I get a strong petrol note, gasoline. And when this came along, I compared the two. This was a little, very different, a little more stringent, leathery, okay? This one, you can smell leather from top all the way through. This one's more fresh. And then in the past month, I've gotten that one from Enchanté, Anuj. He's got a boxes of them, or a big box of them. So if you're even slightly interested, get one of those minis. It's worth it. It's worth, I believe it's 40 Canadian dollars, which might get closer to 35 or 30 American dollars as FX is going these days. I'm only kidding. I don't know what's going to happen. But if I was rolling in cash and was flush, which I'm not right now with the income, hell, I'd buy 5 of those. I might even buy 10 if I was like some of you blokes out there, and then I'd have 100 mil. So let's get to this 3-way test. Right off the bat, I'm gonna say I'm so happy to have that. It really is better than all of these, even that one, okay? And I'll tell you why it's better than that one, in my opinion. When you look at the notes, I'm getting a lot more spice right away, right off the top, right off the first spray with the 1989 or the 1988 or the 1990 or the 91 probably, because I think the formula is the same. It changed here, 2005. And to my untrained nose, I'm gonna call it the nutmeg, all right, because I'm looking at the notes. I don't get it in here, and I certainly don't get it here. Here I'm getting more orange, freshness. Maybe that's more modern, right? Or maybe that's more practical and easy to produce in today's modern world, as to back then where they had less regulations, right? And this is meaningful. They had a lot less regulations and maybe more creative and bigger budget. Things were different. So I have it on my hand here. So if I don't forget, I have the 89, the OG on my hand here. I also have it on these cards so I can smell the cards if I want, but what's better than skin? This is like my 3rd time doing this now, and then wearing, I haven't worn this a whole lot, twice, and I'm not gonna empty this bottle, but for this analysis, you know, I've shaken out a bunch of this, and I put it in a small little atomizer and I sprayed it. On my hand, I just dabbed it on. Then on this hand, I have the 2005. And even right now, for like the 3rd time, comparing all 3 of them, I'm not getting the dark spice. All right, let me get to the other stuff too, but it's different. It's not as full, it's not as spicy as that one. I mean, in the world, could they have improved on it? Of course they can, and it's all subjective. In your opinion, you might like this one better, you might like this one better than this one, but I'm trying to be as objective as I can. This one here, the 2005, the leather, and once again, this is like the 3rd time, the leather peeks out more. So you might like this one better because of that, but it's less spicy up top and then all the way through, and maybe that's nutmeg, who knows, but that's the predominant note that they list up top and in the mid. And Fragrantica has it in 2 forms, the nutmeg flower and then actual nutmeg spice in the mid. And then leather's a big thing with Fahrenheit, right? Now when we get to this one, the 2017, which that's the kind of the only Fahrenheit I knew. I have it right here. When you compare this now to these two, especially to that one, it's a whole different ball game. It doesn't even smell like the other ones. I'm not saying it smells bad, it smells great, but it's not even in the same ballpark. And I know in the past I've said in my videos, at least two of them, that I like this one better than that one. This was jagged edged, stringent, but this is more full and deep, dark. This OG trumps this one. It trumps this one. It wins one for the vintage guys. And I would throw this, I mean, I'd discard this in a New York second if I can just have, let's say, 3 more of these little ones. Or, you know, bottle to bottle. Another thing about this one is, which after you smell these for a while, these two, this smells nothing like Fahrenheit, which is crazy. See, that's how, it's more fresh, it's more citrus. The petrol gasoline note is still there, and I'll get to that, which one, but you can tell it's a whole new formulation, and it doesn't even, when you smell this one and then you smell this one, this one doesn't even smell like Fahrenheit. That's how significant it is. But I still love it, and I do love the fact that it's kind of more fresh, and you know, it's what is it, mandarin orange. So there it is. In terms of projection and longevity, which is performance, I don't have a problem with any of them. In fact, I think in the past I only had these two, and I said this one lasts longer. And it could be, or you know, it could have been the weather, it could have been anything. But they all last a long time. I worn this one, and I sprayed it from an atomizer, and it didn't go away, it lasted. So let's just put that aside. It has great performance, you know, and I'm sure if you sprayed a significant amount, you know, more than 3 or 4 sprays, you call it bombastic or nuclear. Now to the petrol note. I don't think any of them are lacking off the card. Just kidding. This is strong petrol note, strong gasoline. So is this one. Just getting more leather in this one. And maybe we'll say this one is the slightest one out of all of them in terms of the gasoline note. Let's go to my hand. There's that spicy dark OG. And then to this one, which is that one. This one is, it's just more full, it's more finished. I'll say another adjective of that one, it's unfinished compared to this one. But I do get a stronger leather stick out on this one. Then I go to this one. And I do get a lot of petrol off the skin. I do love this one though. I don't care that if it's more fresh or maybe more modern means more fresh, but it's still around, and we should all be thankful that way. Maybe I get more alcohol blast in this one compared to this one here. It smells totally different. It smells, I mean, anything if you smell this close. I mean, it smells like a freaking glue factory. I mean, it smells maybe like how things used to smell back in the day. So I think I hit all my points on this weight test. And the big news here is, you know, I got that mini from Anuj, and he's got plenty more. Maybe I'll get some more. But this is significant to us fanboys. Most people don't have their hands on that, but there are a lot of people that love this stuff even longer than they are on their journey, and a lot longer than I, you know, and they still have some of this. Some of that you got to go finding. You have to go hunting for that. And so a lot of people can compare like modern stuff to this. So if you have any specific questions, I think I can give you some opinion about this and what to do maybe if you're on the fence about getting it or not. And if you have no Fahrenheit, for God's sakes, you have to have this. I mean, Dior, like, they chop away fragrances like more than Chanel. Chanel doesn't discontinue much, but just the fact that this is still alive, like Aqua's gone, Absolute's gone. You know, this is the present, and I think this is justified into the present day with a little gourmand touch or something, or alcohol and vanilla, a little rum and vanilla in there. It's I think it's apropos. It's genius. But the fact that it's still around, it's cutting edge. So that's my shtick. The petrol is still very strong in this. I think the consensus is the gasoline, the petrol note, the violet leaf is just, you know, out of this world back then. And I don't get too much separation in these in terms of the violet leaf. And like I said, stronger leather, overall the most well-rounded, dark, deep, nuclear, but spicy. The spice adds, separates these two here. And I don't know, maybe opinions out there might concur. That spice is not in here. It's not in here. Is the leather in here? As even the leather is much more stronger on these two than this one. So let us just be happy that Fahrenheit is still around, and Dior of the past can still be gotten, and it's unmatched in the designer world. I mean, just those two examples, Dior Homme and Fahrenheit, light years ahead of itself. It's like, I got something coming in through the pipeline, check this out. I'm like, what the hell is this? For both, like when Poles came out with 2005 Dior Homme. Like, I don't know if this is going to make money, and it probably certainly won't in America, but let's see if the Europeans or the Francois grab onto it in Paris. And they came out with the Iris and Dior Homme. And then Fahrenheit, you know, Fahrenheit would be an award winner today. Today it would be. So let me know what you think. So if I had to pick a 100 milliliter bottle for my pay, I'd grab that one. And out of these two, which one would I rather have? Jeez, I'd want both of them, but I don't know. If I had to grab 2 out of 3 of these, I'd grab this one and this one. And I know this is an old one, but they changed around the formula, so it smells a little unfinished, and I could be, you know, but if I had to be a snob in my head and really scrutinize it, they took something out. So anyway, that's my story, and I'll stick with that. Thank you very much for hanging out, and I'll be back with some more Dior vids, but for now, the meeting is convened. thanks for coming in. And I appreciate you guys around the world, especially the ones that see the word Dior and say, hey, what's this about? So take care, and I'll check you around the corner. Bye-bye.